on Meta and Link. And this meeting or workshop is on Meta and Linktree, and our guest speaker today is Barbara Phillips. She's a nurse practitioner, so she uses these in her business, and she's also a Best Missouri Hands juried photographer. So this is being recorded. It will be on YouTube in the next day or two. So if you want to rewatch it, because I'm sure she'll cover a lot of information that might be handy to go back over again. So it will be on our YouTube channel. And we appreciate you being here. Wanda, thank you for taking care of recordings and stuff. And Barbara, we're going to just hand it over to you if you want to give a little more introduction and get this thing started. We appreciate you being here.
All right. Well, this is super informal. So Linktree, is there anybody here who doesn't know what Linktree is?
I don't.
You don't know what Linktree is? Okay, cool. Linktree is just really a way to have one link and have everything under it. And as a matter of fact, I talked with my friend Chatty this morning, ChatGPT, and I had Chatty make you a list of all the different ways that as an artist you can use LinkedIn. So I can put that into the chat, I believe.
So Linktree is with LinkedIn.
No,
Oh.
no. I'll show you here in a moment.
I think she just misspoke on that, Mary. She's talking
Did I
about
say Linktree? Did I say
you said
LinkedIn,
link.
I mean?
You said LinkedIn.
That's all right. They're totally different things.
Totally different.
That's
Totally different. So, like
Just
I said,
an FYI, if you go out to the chat, there's a little green down arrow. If you click on that, you can download that to your computer, the PDF that Barbara just shared.
and we'll put it into the group as well. So, for instance, on Instagram, you can share one, maybe two links, but you may have a whole bunch of things that you want to share so that people can go find different things, like your website, like your Facebook page, like maybe a YouTube channel, maybe another place that you're selling your art, or maybe you have a show coming up, or you can do that within that one link of Linktree. So let me just show you how to do that. And Sherry I'm going to put her account together for her. So let's share. And let's do this. Okay, so you guys can see this, right?
Yes.
Okay. So Linktree is actually linktr.ee. Okay. So it is, like I said, a place that you can create your own Linktree. You can do it for free, or if you want more functionality, you can pay for it. And it's not all that expensive. I've always used the free one. I use it for my own art business, for my own professional business. We've set up one for Best Missouri Hands. And actually, if we, let me just go to Instagram here really quick so you can see what it looks like. And let me search for Best Missouri Hands. And so if you look here, you see Best Missouri Hands. Now, it used to be that you could only have one link. You can now have two links. But if we click on the link tree for Best Missouri Hands, you can go over and you can see all kinds of different things so that you can find a link to going to wherever. So like Joanna, you do classes. Maybe you're going to want one for your marbling classes and maybe another link for your book classes and maybe a link for your Instagram or your YouTube station or whatever the case may be. So you can do all of that. Now, this is kind of a plain looking LinkedIn or Linktree. If you want to really customize it and do some different things, then that's when you start paying for this. But this makes it super easy to find different things. In my own my NP business, mine goes to, here's a course, here's a blog post, here's this, here's that, here's our YouTube channel, that kind of thing. Does that make sense now, Mary, as far as what a Linktree is?
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, so I really recommend you take a look and see all the different things that you can do. People do a lot of really amazing things and make it very pretty and all kinds of things. We don't need to do that. So all I'm going to do right now is go ahead and create. And Sherry, I didn't ask you this. What would you like yours to look like? So Linktree / what?
You mean my name?
You can
Or-
have it as your name, you can have it as your business, you could have it as a nickname. I mean, whatever you want to do. I mean, I've got all your other links, but I didn't ask you how you wanted Linktree. So that when it shows up on your Instagram,
Oh, okay.
yeah, so when it shows up on your Instagram, what do you want this to look like?
Barbara,
That's
can you change your Linktree name if you've got a Linktree?
You may be able to, but that I'm not really sure, because the other thing too is, especially if it is something that is pretty common, somebody else may have already grabbed it.
Okay.
Does it make sense to use the same name as you use for your social media or for your website, or should it be different?
I think it always makes sense to have it cohesive, and so that you've got consistency going across. So that
That's why I want to change mine,
Okay.
because
Well,
mine's not.
then let me ask your opinion. I had I had an account with Fine Art America. And one day I decided to click on the links that were supposed to go to my Facebook and Instagram. And I discovered that they now went to someone else. Someone had taken my pages. So
Oh,
I had it under Sherry Peters Art, and that's what they took. So I was still able to, the page is called Sherry Peters Art, but now the is Rise Above Artist. So I have both. So on the Instagram, the Facebook, my email, the YouTube, they're all called Sherry Peters Art with the of Rise Above Artist.
Okay,
So
that's awfully long to put into this. I mean, you can do that.
right. So whatever you think I should do I just need to make it initials? I don't
You
wanna
can
say-
do that, you can do this, because here's the other thing. If somebody contacts you and they want to go to wherever, can I have your link to find this, that, or the other? You can do that. You can have this one link, share it with them. You don't have to leave it just on Instagram. You can share this everywhere. And then they can get to all of your different things. So it's not, I suppose if you were really into making, particularly for the SEO and everything else, you'd definitely want to have it consistent, which I think we need to do anyway, but you can use initials. I mean, I just use Best of Missouri Hands initials here, but we also have that in a lot of different places. On mine is for, let's see, my Quiet Imagery just says Quiet Imagery, which is my website, which is my email. So I just left it all the same. So that's the other thing. I know we have some members who their Instagram has nothing to do with their name, and there's no joining. When I'm sharing Instagram posts, a lot of times I have to go and find, who is this person? I might see, an Instagram handle of, I don't know, Happy Days are here again, for instance, but who is that? And it's not really listed anyplace else. You can change, by the way, you can change your Instagram handles. You can change your Facebook page handles. So you can do that. but having some consistency so people get to know you, I think really is important. So Sherry, it is up to you.
Right. So if I know those would be long names, and whenever I say my name because of the spelling, that I always have to spell it for someone to find it. So if I just go by CP art instead of CPA, because that may be taken.
Yeah, CPA is probably not going to work.
Right. So if I say CP art, since I go by Sherry Peters art on,
Let's try it. See if it's available. CP art, just like that, right?
yes. That would be simple.
Let's see, I don't want that. Oh, they want your email address. Hold on.
Oh, that would be Rise Above Artist.
Right, I have it right here. I also made up a password, which I'll share with you, and then you can change it to where you want to. Okay, we're not doing this. This is one of my old ones, or my other one. CP art.
Oh, so that's
What
already
about
taken.
using Rise Above Art like your email?
Mhm.
So putting the whole thing, Rise Above Artist.
Yeah. Is that how you refer to yourself a lot of the time?
It's, that's just what I chose several, a long time ago. I actually had a logo. I was trying to write a book at the time. So that's,
Wow.
I guess.
What's
I'm trying to think
what's
if I
the
can
name of your
remember.
website?
I don't have a website yet.
Oh.
Yeah, everything I have done has been since last July. As I retired from teaching, and so I'm just on this major push to try to get, I turned 65 this year, and it's like, this is my year. I've kind of
So
just trying to do things for me.
some of the links that you shared with me is sherry-peters.pixels.com.
That's the one that's in Fine Art America.
Okay.
That's a link to prints. I've had that on there since 2020 and haven't sold a single thing. I've had they give you a weekly list of everyone that has looked on there. I added a couple more prints yesterday.
Okay.
So it's just so that I had a presence that, and then the other website goes to the International Encaustic Artists.
I see that one.
And that has just about everything that I've created. That's a nice web page.
Okay, well, we can certainly link to that, but that's probably not what you want on your link tree.
Sherry, have you Googled Rise Above Artists to see, because I recently went through a rebranding. I'm in the process of it really right now. And I was coming up with a couple different versions of what I wanted to, how I wanted my company to be and stuff. And I Googled all the different versions to see, because like there's other Kim Cars that are authors. There's Kim Cars that are senators and politicians and stuff like that. And so I kind of did a Google search.
Yeah, there's a
Yeah,
You know,
you
lot of,
like so if you
definitely
type
have to,
in,
you have to do that because I know the reason I use C on my middle initial is because there are Barbara Phillipses everywhere and I couldn't even buy my own domain. So it's turns out to be very common. I just put Rise Above Artists as one word into Google, and Sherry, you came up as the first one, your Instagram.
good. Yeah, because I did that initially when I came up with some things. There's a lot of musicians that have Rise Above Records and things like that.
I see that.
would it help to do Rise Above Artists _ CP or CP or Sherry Peters or
You know, when you start getting to that and you start doing like underscores or dashes, people don't always get that, and then they'll say something's wrong with your
Mhm.
link.
Mhm.
Now, since, like I said, that's my @ to find, um, to find me on any of them.
Well, then why don't we use
Oh.
this?
Okay, we'll do that. Yeah, there
Okay.
is a Rise Above Arts. That's a performing arts company. Yeah, I'd rather stick with the artist. I
Okay,
did that several years ago when I created the email and,
okay. Well, let's use that.
okay.
Okay. Is that, you're gonna need to get the code.
Oh, it's gonna email it to me?
Mm-hmm.
Nine 50515.
515?
Yes.
There we go. Okay, so we get to choose how you're using this. So you're a creator, correct?
Yes.
Are we creators or are we a business?
You're both.
Because it says you want to monetize your audience on creators, so I guess I was interpreting that as influencers.
You could. I think I did mine as a creator for my Instagram. I mean, for my art, but I obviously don't do that. I don't try to monetize that. I try to monetize my business. But actually, let me take that back. I don't use Linktree to monetize anything. I send them to other places.
Are you taking, meaning you can't sell it? I don't understand what you mean by monetize.
You can actually, through LinkedIn now, you can actually sell things through LinkedIn if you have a paid account. You can't do that with the
You
free
mean
account.
Linktree, not LinkedIn.
Yes, thank you. I went to sleep at 5 this morning, excuse me. So business creator.
I just went through both and it kind of takes you through the same path, so I guess
It
it
does
doesn't
take you,
really
it
matter.
doesn't really matter. Do you have a preference, Sherry? Are you with us? Oh, there
I
you are.
don't.
Okay. How about if I click business?
Okay.
Okay, so your category is going to probably be other,
Mhm.
correct?
Yes.
Artist? Or do you have something else you want to put in there? You can update this later.
Okay. I'll
I'll
do it
just
later
put this
then.
in here. How do you want to make money? I think I had put mine just,
Wouldn't it be
I'm doing it for
e-commerce?
fun. You could.
Selling physical products.
We don't want to do the pro right now. We want the free version. So here's some of the things you would get if you did these other ones. You could really personalize it. You have seller fees, so you can do that. 9% fees? I don't think so. So there's a lot of different things you can do in planning and all that kind of stuff, but I'm going to show you on Meta how you can plan out your post anyway. So we're going to do the get started here. You can pick your beginning template. You can change these later. And again, if you wanted something fancier, then you would definitely do one of the paid versions, and they have some other templates. So I'm just going to pick one. You can change this later. Okay.
Yeah. Pick the purple one.
Purple, this
Purple.
one?
Yeah, that's good.
Okay. So we have your platforms. Let's see, you gave me We have your Instagram. You have Facebook. Did I see a YouTube? Yes, I did
Yeah.
see YouTube.
I just created the YouTube yesterday.
Perfect. Okay. You don't have your website yet, right?
It's not mine. It's through another organization.
Okay,
That's
but
still a website.
that's
Yes.
still your website. Okay. And do you have any of the others that you want to link to?
I have Pinterest, but it's mainly personal. I don't know.
Okay, so this is for your business. So we'll just leave
Right.
this. You can add these links later.
Okay. I may create a Pinterest then if I need to.
It doesn't hurt. I'm always surprised. People do go to Pinterest and they will find you through Pinterest.
Mhm.
I mean, nurse practitioners come to my website through Pinterest, and I just post a blog post every once in a while up there.
Hmm.
It's always surprising to me. All right. So your usernames, let's see.
It's at Rise Above Artist on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube.
Actually, they may want the actual links. Which would be. I just want your, and this one. And the website, would this be the pixels or someplace else?
No, it was the other one. I thought I sent it to you. It's long.
YouTube, let's see, I see the pixel.
International Encaustic Artists.
Oh,
and then
this
a bunch
one,
of numbers.
okay.
Yeah.
Copy. Okay, and then you can add other links here, but we're going to leave this like this right now because you can always add and change your links.
Okay.
You'll also be able to upload your image, which I do recommend. I don't recommend using something that isn't you. You can also add a title and a bio, but I'm going to leave this the way it is right now so that you can do that. Okay, we're going to skip the 7-day. So here you are. It's made. So now you can copy this, use the URL. You can put it on your Instagram, your YouTube, your Facebook. You can put it in your emails. You can do all of that you want. And then you can always update this. Okay, I am right now going to send you, Sherry. Where's the chat? I send it directly to you. Let me get off of this page in case you see that.
So basically, by creating the one link in Linktree, someone can click on it and it will take them to this where they can access
Mhm.
all your
Mhm.
and s-
So
okay.
if I was to take, where did the link go? Copy this URL. Let me do this. Then I come over here, put it in.
Hmm.
Then I go to any of these places.
Okay.
Okay, so I can click this and it should take me right over to Instagram, to Facebook, to the YouTube. So it'll go to all the different places. And so, we didn't like that.
Work.
Have you
Oh,
posted a
you know
video
what it
on
was?
sharing?
Your YouTube
did.
was wrong.
I did. I thought it needed the @ sign.
It could be that it's assigning a channel name different from your user name. It's there's a
Right,
channel
this isn't-
URL that's different from your handle.
You
Well, on
can
the-
actually choose to have a personalized handle on YouTube, but that isn't actually what you gave me.
Yeah, it shows up with the @ sign on the YouTube.
Right, but we need to change this. So,
You're on Best Missouri Hands right now, Barbara.
thank
That's Best
you.
Missouri Hands. Yes,
It's
ma'am.
the problem I should have. Go back to Rise Above. Huh, it just went to that. There we go. So we want to edit YouTube. Let's try that now. Let's see if that works now. There we go. Okay. All right, so
Nice.
that worked.
Yeah, I even tried doing the timer, like the little one that just popped up. I had that to start showing up at 10 a.m. I was just playing with the YouTube since I had never done that.
Oh, to schedule your post to show up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I tried
Good.
doing that. I had the two on the left. One showed up at 6 this morning, the other one at 10. Yeah, look how many views just when I put those on, and I don't have any subscribers yet.
Wow.
All right, everybody needs to go and subscribe.
Everybody needs to subscribe. Yes, please.
There you go.
I have a question. I have a question,
Yes.
Barbara. Like in my emails that I send out, I have, like 3 or 4 links below my signature. Would it be best to just delete all those and just put my Linktree link there?
You can do that. I tend to, on my emails, I just tend to put, the 3 that I list,
Okay.
just to make it clear to people
Okay.
about where they're actually going to. But you can put your link tree, and then you can just say this will take you to Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, whatever the case may be. But I just keep my
Thank you.
website separate from my Instagram on my emails.
Okay.
Any other questions about this?
Thank
do
you
you
for
add-
walking us through that.
How do you add classes if you're just wanting to make a link? Because I teach classes, but they're through other organizations.
See this ad,
Okay.
put in the URL.
Ah,
Okay, and then usually, and it may just be the design that I'm in, but on mine, when I put in a link like to a blog article or video, it actually goes out and grabs the title. But then I can also edit that. So if I have a class up there, I can, next to the title name, I can also say enrollment ends this date or something like that. You can change your links all the time in terms of, and actually it's a good idea to keep them rotating so that people know what's going on. It's just like if you had any of your other links, for instance, for those of you that have an actual location for your business, if you have a Google business profile, you want to constantly be updating that. And by constant, I mean maybe every couple of weeks or whatever the case may be, so that it makes it easier to find these things.
So don't forget, Sherry, to go on there and upload your photo of yourself and
Yes.
fill in your.
Photo, a bio, add whatever links you want. If you decide you're also going to get on TikTok or whatever the case may be, you can certainly add links to those things. You can change the color of this page. And like I said, you can just do all sorts of different things.
I
And
can
when
just
you
do it.
become a juried member of Best Missouri Hands, you can always
Yes.
add that to your juried member page.
Definitely. Definitely.
And then you're able to sell things. I guess we haven't gotten into that.
No, because I don't sell things via Linktree. You apparently you can, but I think you have to have a paid account for that, but I don't bother with that, so I really can't tell you much about that. If you went back to well, this is just the beginning. If you went back to the pro plan, there's probably different things that you can do because they have different levels of pro.
Okay, yeah, on the left side, it says my shop.
But
So
if-
that may not be, okay.
Yeah, and I haven't used that, so I don't know. It's just like I know on Instagram now you can have a shop, you know, or a link at least to sell stuff via Instagram, and I've never done that either, so I can't help you with either one of those.
But if you have a shop like an Etsy or anything, you can add the link to that there.
Yes, you can. You can add as many, you have unlimited links you can be adding. And then two, when you do that, you can also, on this here, you can change around which is going to come first, second, third, fourth type of a thing. So when I have something, sometimes I'll move something up, move something down because I want that top one to be a specific thing that I might be promoting right then. Perhaps it's a webinar or perhaps it's, you know, whatever the case may be.
Okay.
Can you
Okay.
show us how to rearrange those? Barbara, can you just show us real quick?
Let's see.
You just tap on the three dots on the right, don't you? And you can just
No,
hold it
it's,
and drag.
let me see here. This here. See these
Oh,
little,
okay,
I can
okay.
take and drag.
Oh,
okay,
Okay.
all right.
You can turn these links off and on. So
hmm.
I just turned off Instagram and look at it's, you don't see it anymore. Turn it back on. It comes back.
And then
So
that is
you-
showing you how many times someone is even clicking those pages through those
If,
links.
if you want the analytics, then you have to pay for them. Yes, you can upgrade your account.
Okay. So are you adding photos and things? Like I'm looking on the, I'm not sure what all those little icons are.
Over here,
No, on under like Instagram and then that line across the bottom with all those stars on the right there.
I see. I see.
Can you actually do things on?
You can add a thumbnail,
Ah,
you know, so yes, you can. When I put in like blog posts or things like that, it automatically puts in the image from the blog post.
Mm.
And this will tell you how many times it's been clicked, I guess, lifetime clicks, but it's not going to be very specific as to when or how or what.
right.
So yeah, just go in and play around with it and you can make this as pretty as you can for the free version. And if you really do want more functionality, I mean, it didn't seem like it was too expensive. Like $4 a month if you do the basic one that's above free. You pay for the year and then works out to $4 a month. But you can also pay a lot more money.
Does this have a QR code with it?
No, but it's very easy to make a QR code. You can take your link, Linktree, / Rise Above Artists, and you can go to any number of places, including Canva, and make a QR code by just using the link.
Okay. And then that would save time because then they would see all this instead of.
Right.
That's one thing I noticed at the Lemire is everyone had this nice QR code sign out the entrance to their booth.
Yes, it's a great way for you to, like, one of the things that you can do, of course, all of us should be building up our email list, right? And so you can have one of these as a sign up to your email list. What I did at Queenie this year, each of the pieces that was on the wall had a QR code next to it, and it went specifically to that web page for that piece of art. Excuse me. I also had a QR code to build my list. I was giving away a print. And so anybody who signed up for that print to win that print was put on my email list.
And where are you getting the sign up to the email?
Well, that was through my website.
Oh, okay.
So it would be whatever you're using for your email. If you're using something like MailChimp, or I know Joanna's using Kit, some people use Constant Contact, whatever you are using for your email, whatever the system is, it will tell you how you can get people to sign up, whatever their functionality is going to be. Usually it's going to be put this link or post or picture or image on your website to get people to sign up, or you can just share a link to get people to sign up. And you can also put that within all of this, sign up for my newsletter, find out when my new art is out, be first to know when my new art is out, something like that, and have a link that will let them sign up to your email list.
Okay, so the email that I use now is strictly just through Gmail. So I need to get a regular website to do what you're saying?
Not necessarily. It helps to have a website. A website is something every single person should have. I know that there are people that rely on just their Instagram or their Facebook page or Fine Art America or Etsy. Those are not your websites. And what can happen is Facebook in 3 minutes from now can have a hiccup and decide that your page or your group is no longer relevant, and they remove it. So it's never safe to do something like that. Etsy is known for shutting down shops, and all of a sudden you have nothing, and you may have had a pretty robust shop. So having your own website that you can control is always good. But if you wanted to sign up for an email, like MailChimp, you can do that for free for up to so much. All of them, they usually have a freebie account that you can set up. And then whatever that system is, it'll tell you how you can get people to sign up. And there should be an option to sign up just via a link, but it really is best to do it via a some kind of a logo or something where people can see, because people aren't going to sign up right away. I know, Kim, you've got a website, right? Do you have a sign up for your email list on your website? And I know, Wanda, I believe you do as well.
Yeah, I have 4 websites, and on my main website, within seconds when someone goes to any page on that website, a pop-up will come up, that says like to sign up for my newsletter and they can put their information in. And I have been bad. I haven't done a newsletter in 2 years because Weebly has changed it over to a where I have to pay to do a newsletter. And so I'm in
Right.
the process of pick which company I want to go with. But I have more names on my newsletter or email list than what I can get. Like I can't go to MailChimp or Constant Contact and get a free account because I think it's normally free from like 0 emails to 500. And I have over that number. So I'm going to have to pay and I just need to pick which one. But once someone signs up, then I get an email notification that, so-and-so has added their name to your email list and stuff. So it's nice.
Yeah, here's my website and it'll pop up as well. So this is mine. And then it pops up. So that anybody who wants this little freebie, they put in their email address and then they get a coupon. But this comes up all the time. Okay,
Mhm.
so that's one of the fastest ways to do that. It always helps to have some kind of something you're giving to somebody in order to get their email address.
I have several of those in my Linktree. Plus, I also just have an email sign up.
Mm-hmm.
I have all the above. I think I've
Right.
got, I'm looking, I think I have 3 different, freebies. You click on it, you get a free PDF of whatever,
Right.
and I get your email address.
Right, right. And that always works really well. And if you have different ways for people to sign up for your email to get their email, that's always good too. I know some people on Instagram, they will say, if you want this, send me a DM. And then there's different apps and programs, like I think one of them is ManyChat that will automatically then take that person's email address and then send them whatever it is that they were going to send them. So there's so many different ways to grow an email list.
And our professional development workshop next month, we'll be talking about setting up a website through Squarespace or Weebly or Wix. So we're going to have a couple of different platforms that will kind of walk you through setting up a basic website. Because my one website, I just use it as a funnel. I think it's like, Dandelion My House Chicken, which is my book. And it's got pretty pictures and all that. But if they click on order now or something, it takes them over to my main website where I have my shopping cart. So I don't have shopping. I only have a shopping cart on one of my websites. The others all just funnel you to that. And so my other websites, I pay like $7 a month. Where my Weebly one with my shopping cart, I pay, I don't know, 300 and something a year or something. But you can set up a website fairly reasonably priced and then funnel people to wherever you want them to go. But like Barbara said, Etsy, Facebook, all of those could be, they change how they do things all the time. And with your website, it's more secure. It's safer to have something,
Yeah, it is. They call it trying to do business on rented land, or running your email on rented land. It's, you can lose that at any time. We've all heard about people having their Facebook or whatever hacked and it's gone. I had an email the other day where this one group that I was in, they had over, I think it was somewhere like 30,000 people in the group, and Facebook decided that the group needed to dismantle for whatever reason, and it dismantled it. They just cut it off. I've always been afraid of that with my Facebook group. And I would love to get everybody off of Facebook altogether. And that's what you want, because then you have control. If you have a group, and Facebook decides your group is no longer, even though you're making money off of that group, they may just close it down and say that it's spam or whatever the case may be. And then you have no way to contact these people.
And just to make a note, because we are approaching towards the end of the hour, we are going to divide this workshop into two, since Linktree, much
Sorry.
more interest and stuff like that. No, no, I think it's perfect. So we will Barbara schedule for another time to cover Meta. So I would say go ahead and continue the Linktree discussion and whatever. And if you got questions for her, ask
Yeah,
away.
Meta is a little more complicated. You know,
Well,
one of the
we'll do
things that, yeah, one of the things I just did with the nurse practitioners was I walked them through how to use ChatGPT to help with creating their content and then making the creating the posts using Canva and then scheduling the post either through Canva or through Meta. And Meta, of course, is free. So that's the easier way to do that. And that took a while to go through that. So
I
well,
think
so
we
does
need a
anybody
topic
have
on
any
using
questions?
GPT. So
I
either we
wrote
can
it down.
include that with Meta, or we can have another topic, because that I think would gender a lot of interest. How to use Chat GPT for helping with post.
any of those AI programs, whether it's ChatGPT or Claude or Perplexity or I guess Gemini, which is Google, any of them, in fact, even Canva has its own AI, but you're kind of limited. It's not necessarily free. But any of them are so good at helping you create, especially if you start bulk creating and then bulk scheduling. I did that one time for my Instagram, for the Quiet Imagery Instagram, and I had 30 days worth of posts that were all taken care of, and I didn't have to do anything else except respond.
That's
And it's
nice.
nice.
That'll definitely be another workshop. Does anybody have
Definitely.
any questions about Linktree
I,
for
I do
Barbara
have a
while we're
question,
at it?
because I have set my link tree up while you were going through. I was creating mine at the same time.
Good, good.
And so I got done, and it shows, the menu, but for YouTube, it's showing a picture. For the rest of them, it's just showing a button. And it looks odd to have one as a, it just looks really odd to
Share
me.
your screen, share
All
your
right,
screen, Wanda, and let us.
let me pull that back up,
Yeah,
because
that would be good.
Hi, Maggie. I saw you snuck in late. Glad to see you.
can you
Huh.
see it?
Huh.
So that's my link tree. And it's weird, some things show pictures, some don't. But then YouTube, scary picture. I didn't do anything.
Let me see.
And I chose the same template that you did for Sherry, but then I went in and I wanted to change it. I was just curious, and you can go in and design and change the colors of the fonts and the buttons or whatever. Couldn't figure out how to go back to the template, but it was just kind of odd. Didn't know if you'd run into that. And then the
No.
other thing I found interesting, it might be for others, is when you first went in to do the links, it said do 5. So I only chose 5 social media. When it was setting them all up, it said, oh, we found these others. Do you want them added? So it found TikTok or something. So I didn't have to go out and do it.
Mhm.
So
That's
I'm just logging into my own
cool.
link tree to see if I've,
And this is, can't find anywhere over here where, it's easy to change the location. That's pretty cool. But I don't like that. I might remove YouTube from the list.
what's the 3 dots on your picture, Wanda, on the actual all the way to the right? What's the 3 dots do?
Let's go back to the actual link tree. Let's see what happens. Oh. I guess that's their advertising.
Okay, do it on your YouTube one and see what it.
I mean, that's my picture in
Okay.
YouTube, so that's where it's picking that up from.
Mhm.
I'm not sure why the
Right,
three
it
dots
just
are there. It's kind of weird.
It's just resized it funky.
Yeah. Maybe I need to put a different picture in there.
So, huh.
Gotta stop share. I don't want to look at my face that close. Might just have to change my YouTube picture, but I don't know why it's doing it for the one. It's kind of odd. I'll have to do some
yeah.
Googling.
Here, let me show you my link tree. I was just looking at, this is my one for nurse practitioners. There it is. Move it where it can see it. So mine has, it has the pictures, but it's coming from, now that one, I don't know why it doesn't have a picture. And it's my YouTube's, I don't have my YouTube on here. How about that? I have a webinar on there. No, that's not up right now. Let me put that up and let's see what happens.
Hmm.
Yeah, just has those images. So I don't know. And you can see here that this is just my YouTube channel because I picked a name instead of the long link. I don't know if that made a difference.
Well, I just did a Google. I don't know if I understand it, but it says if your YouTube link displays a thumbnail image instead of a button, it is likely due to the featured layout setting being active. So apparently there's a featured layout and then there's the classic layout.
Ah.
Don't know.
You can also manually add a thumbnail to any link, including YouTube, by going to the thumbnail icon below the URL and selecting an image to upload to choose. So I'll play around with it some more, but that quick
That's the
little
thumbnail.
AI Google seems to indicate there's some way to change the layout.
Okay.
Must be a setting. I'm sure other people have questions, so I won't dominate on this topic.
Are there
But
any
it's
other questions?
good to go in there and kind of play around though. That's what I have found, that I'm trying to learn a couple of new things myself, and you just got to kind of get in there and, you know. Anybody have any questions for Barbara?
So would you recommend putting the Linktree link in our Best Missouri Hands juried page, as opposed to
Mhm.
like right now I have my website on my Best of Missouri Hands juried artist
Why not
page.
have them all? You can have them all.
Yeah, actually I think I might have them all separate on the Best of Missouri Hands page. I can't remember now.
On Best of Missouri Hands, I have links to everything. I just have again, I have links to everything separately and not just the link tree.
So the best place for Linktree is someplace like Instagram where they're limiting your ability to just show the links.
Yeah, Instagram, I think, is a perfect place. You can also, I've seen a lot of people use it on YouTube. You know, you'll find everything at this link tree type of thing. But I pretty much use mine only on on Instagram, because you can't put, I mean, it used to be you only could have the one link. Now they let you have two or maybe even three. But when you have a lot of different things that you want to share and have resources to, because on LinkedIn, I mean, one of the things is with Instagram, you cannot put a live link into a post or into the comments. It will not let your link be live. Unlike Facebook, where I can just click on the link and it'll take me wherever, but Instagram, you can't do that.
Another good thing, I think, like Sherry said, having a QR code of the Linktree link, like in your art booth, or even you could put a QR code on your business cards,
Mhm.
and that would open Linktree, and then people would have access to all your
Good
links and
idea.
stuff. So,
Yeah,
probably
and
a-
that's what I did. I put I have a QR code on my business cards now that takes them to the website. And then the website, of course, has that pop-up so that I can get people onto the email list.
That's a good
QR
idea
codes.
because I did QR codes for Facebook and Instagram on my business card. But putting your website, actually take that back. I have all three on my website, on my card. Website, Facebook and Instagram are all separate QR codes.
Yeah, I just put the one to keep it simple, but then of
Yeah.
course, once you're on the website, you can get to YouTube, you can get to Instagram, you can get to wherever.
Okay.
I think this
But
was helpful.
one of the things is not everybody understands how to use a QR code either.
There is that.
So I wouldn't leave it just to the QR code.
Yeah. Well, this was interesting. I got myself some notes that I'm gonna go do and
Yeah,
take
me
care of
too.
it. So the more streamlined we can make things for ourselves and the easier for our customers, the more sales you're gonna have and the more
Right.
visits, and so I appreciate you, Barbara.
Thank
Is there
you.
any last
you.
minute questions? Maggie?
Oh, well, sorry I'm late to the meeting. So, but what I was here for was fascinating information. So I have got to get something rolling on my own stuff. So it's intimidating to me and I haven't done anything with it. So I'm like, God. Anyway, but this has been
I
really
think you
good.
gotta break it down, Maggie. I think you gotta break it down, make a list, because that's what I got so overwhelmed in the past year or so.
Yeah.
I really stopped doing anything. And so finally I've just like made a list and it's like, okay, I'm gonna tackle this today, get this done. And if it takes me a couple days, okay. But yeah, I think that's what you gotta do is just make some lists, check things off as, and maybe you jump down the list to number 5 and do that instead of number 2 the next,
Okay.
don't, but check it off. So.
Okay.
Yeah, break it down.
You get going on that. Thank you.
You're
All right,
welcome.
ladies, it has been wonderful. Barbara, thank you so much. Sherry, thank you for volunteering to be the guinea pig for today, because it helped to walk through all the steps. If anybody has questions, I know that Barbara will be happy to help you out. You can message her through Facebook Messenger or something, or we can get your email, whatever. But don't be
And
afraid to
I'll
reach
put
out
that,
if you got.
yeah, I'll put the handout in the group as well.
Thank you.
Okay, that'd be.
Yeah.
And we will, Barbara, if you'll stay on here a minute with Wanda and I, we will get you, we'll talk about doing a part 2, where we'll cover, Meta. And then we also, looks like we'll have a Canva one coming up sometime, and a Chat GPT walking through, real life processes and stuff. So, we've got plenty of good workshops coming up besides the ones we already got scheduled. So we'll have a schedule full and half of next year full. So
Oh, yeah.
thank you, everyone.
I have something to add in response to what Maggie
ma'am.
said. I have felt very overwhelmed. The Chat GPT has been one of my biggest help savers. In
Mhm.
fact, the description that I did the YouTube yesterday, I typed in, this is what I want to say, but I need it to be better. So it reworded all my thoughts. I've used it for the descriptions when I just had to do I have 60 some pieces of art in my solo exhibition and I needed to title and descriptions. And the Chat GPT again was very helpful for doing all that. Because I could type in, this is what it looks like. These are the materials that I used. As long as you're very specific And then even when I've applied for my artist in residencies at the national parks, each question, I entered each question and said, this is what I want to do. It would give me a suggestion and I'd said, but it's a national park. I can't do that. I can't use their resources. And it's like I was having a conversation. It would say, oh yeah, you're right. Thanks for the reminder. And it reworded. I thought this is funny. I mean, some of the stuff that has helped me. And because I created an account, it's remembering
Yes.
some of the things.
I love Chatty's my friend. I mean, you guys, it is amazing and it makes your jobs so much easier.
It did. It did. And like I said, I created that whole YouTube yesterday. It didn't take very long and it's something I've been putting off, but I already had some videos that, except for the one that I made, I don't know if I was trying to set it up in my office. The other one that I put about the apron, I had just filmed that. I don't know. I'm just trying to get out there, like what our speaker at the conference was saying, to do stuff. And I thought,
Yeah.
okay, I'm just gonna, bad hair day or whatever. I just decided to go for it. So
Absolutely.
That's
And
awesome.
you know, if you do reels on Instagram, put those in your YouTube. Just repurpose them. Like Joanna, you do a lot of reels.
Mhm.
And I don't know if you have a YouTube channel, but you ought to just take and put each one of those into YouTube. YouTube is the second largest search engine in the world.
I have a YouTube. I do not use it like I should.
yeah,
That
and
sounds like you can start.
it
Yeah.
said to create tabs, and so that's what I'm not sure of, how to start dividing it into which tabs and
For YouTube?
in which order to have them. Yeah, I mean, it's a playing process.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Well,
this has been
obviously,
very
we've
helpful.
got lots more that we can discuss and stuff. That's and don't be afraid to go on the members only page and type questions in there or stuff like that, because you know, we've got all sorts of members that, you know, have been there, done that, and are wanting to learn also and
Mhm.
find interest in that. So don't be afraid to get on there and utilize the member only page. So all right, ladies, I haven't done chores yet. So
Okay, and Barbara, I need to get the password.